I moved to Germany basically because I wanted to see a bit more of Europe. I wanted to be able to practice my languages and just see a bit more of the world. And I really like the German culture, so moved here about 5 years ago just to see a bit of the world. The way that things work here in Germany is a lot different. For example, the whole situation of having to register yourself in a city, or the things that you need to work as a European citizen here. Shops being closed on Sundays and on bank holidays. I remember one time when I first came here, I went without food for about 3 or 4 days because it was one of those weekends where there were two bank holidays and a Sunday in between, and so I was very hungry. And I learnt the hard and fast way that certain things in Germany, both small and large, are very different. And it took a long time getting used to. I mean, obviously, it's a different thing being a tourist in a country to living there, and I think this novelty of being a tourist wears off pretty quickly, especially when you're alone in a country and you don't know anyone, and people initially aren't so open and they don't want to get to know other people. So yeah, it was very difficult to start with. Just trying to find the right way of communicating with people and communicating in general. I found in the evenings, for example, after speaking German the whole day, I just wanted to switch off and speak English with someone and watch English TV, but there wasn't that possibility. So yeah, it was really difficult to start with, really finding my feet and feeling part of German society as such. I think that everyone has this moment in their life where it just seems that nothing's moving forward, that you're constantly met with different barriers, that things get in your way, and there's no way of finding a resolution to try and get through them. And I remember back just a couple of years ago, I had a situation where I just lost my job, and I was getting problems from the tax office because they wanted money, and the guy that was supposed to pay me left the country, and I was pretty much left with nothing, and I didn't know what to do, and there was no one here to help me. And it really took a lot of strength on my side then to really pick myself up and to say, okay, you can do this, just keep going. And yeah, it was a very difficult point. And these points happen now and again, and you just try and get through them best you can. The economical crisis and the financial crisis here in Germany have obviously put a lot of stress on my work as a freelancer here. And I noticed straight after the financial crisis hit, so to say, in Germany, that lots of contracts were being made shorter, were cut, members of staff were losing their jobs. I lost a very big contract to a company as well, and it pretty much halved my workload within a few weeks. So it was a very stressful period actually, and I'd say that it's only just started to get better now. Most of my motivation was rationality, seeing things for what they are, seeing that all things that are bad get better. Every cloud has a silver lining, we say in English. And so just really staying focused, holding on to the things that are dear to you, that are most important, remembering that money isn't everything, that there's a lot more to life than just earning money, and really just focusing on that as much as possible, and then taking the rational steps then financially and work-wise just to improve your situation and your circumstances within your area of possibility. But yeah, just stay strong, think positive, and move on. Oh, I miss you, baby. Yeah, we're just finishing off now. Yeah. My wife is one of the most important things in my life.
I miss you too, actually. Loads.
Having time for my music, obviously, is very important. I'm working on recording my EP at the moment, more for personal use and just to have a milestone. I can show my children one day that I achieved something with my music for myself. Maybe do a few gigs if there's a possibility, a couple of open mic nights, that kind of thing. But just enjoy my music, it's mostly for myself and for personal enjoyment. And if I manage to make a few other people happy by listening to it as well, then obviously that would be great. I would say that most of my inspiration for songs comes from looking around, observing other people, seeing what stupid stuff they're doing, seeing what cool stuff they're doing, sometimes from books, sometimes from things I've read, from newspapers as well. Mostly not about myself, because I think I'm quite a boring person, and mostly because if you start writing about yourself, it gets too personal, and if it gets too personal, then you start taking your songs too personally, and when people criticize that, then it all gets a little bit too uncomfortable. So yeah, just looking around, seeing what's going on in life and putting that into verse. I'm always caught up in things, how can I change? And I'm so obsessed with trying to move what always stays. And I'm slowly sinking with concrete tied to my shoes. I'm trapped in the notions that the things I have I'm always bound to lose. In an instant you were gone. I can see myself pushing with the same outstretched arms. I am begging you to stay. I haven't set my roots anywhere yet. I'm not saying I'm gonna grow old in Germany, but I'm also not saying I won't. We'll have to see what comes in the future, see what my wife wants, see where job and life takes me. But if I had to, I'd be very happy to grow old in Germany, that's for sure. Life got in the way again, so caught up in our pride. And stubbornness stops the healing, and from minor wounds I feel we're bleeding dry. In an instant you were gone. I could see myself pushing with the same outstretched arms. I am begging you to stay. In an instant you were gone. I can see myself pushing with the same outstretched arms. I am begging you to stay, to stay, to stay.